Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out this frame from Amex Innovations. This is the QAV130, little micro clone of the QAV-R, 3-inch props, 20 by 20 stack here, top plate here for top mounted battery. You got a motor mount of 9 and 12 millimeters on here, so designed for 3-inch props, the T-style props. And what's actually interesting for this video is not the fact that we have a clone frame here. It's actually kind of where it came from. And this one here, it looks like it is actually from Banggood, but then if you look at this further frame here, it's pretty much identical. And we'll pull these out and I'll show a little more detail here in a second, but the company here is called Airmax. The frame looks identical, but this one is the one that actually comes from Banggood. The one here on the left actually came from Amazon. So I often get a lot of questions about where things come from on Amazon, and my conclusion here is based on what my purchases and the timing of this. I think what's going on here is that resellers are buying up products when they first come out on Banggood and reselling them on Amazon. So when this frame first came out on Banggood, I think it was probably for sale for maybe a day or two, and then it was out of stock. And by the time I went to go and purchase it, I had to wait until it came out again. And this is actually the version that came out in the second batch. So it looks like that this is the first batch that all the Amazon resellers purchased, and you can tell by the silver standoff here that is on the product page of the Banggood product page for this frame, and you get the silver standoffs. But in the second batch of this is actually purchased from Banggood here. This is actually purchased from Amazon, so I know it's kind of confusing. I just want to make sure you're absolutely clear on this. This one's from Amazon, this one's from Banggood. The picture from the product page on Banggood is actually this one, but this was actually purchased from Amazon. And then this one is actually purchased from Banggood, and you have these different blue knurled standoffs, a little bit thicker. They're still M2, but that's the main difference between the two, and this is because this is the second batch that was sold on Banggood, and that's sort of like what's going on here. Is I think resellers are buying them up and then, marking them up maybe a few dollars, and then reselling them on Amazon. But I think the kind of weird thing that's going on here is that the name is different. So in the first batch it's Amex Innovations, and in the second batch here it's Airmax multi-copper frame. So pretty weird, different logo. I'm not sure what's going on there, but on the product page from Banggood, where this was purchased from, it does say Amex Innovations. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get both these out of the bag, and we'll put them together, and then we'll take a closer look at them side by side and see if there are any differences. Okay, so here are the two frames put together, and I'll let you guys look at them side by side. I've compared them myself, and they're exactly the same in terms of the top plate and bottom plate. Same thickness, same cutouts. It looks like the exact same cut-ins as well. The weave and everything looks identical. They're not using different carbon on the different variations here, but you can see that the frames are virtually identical. And one thing to note is that the mounting holes for the stack is M2 only. So if you have an M3 screw hole for your stack, then this you're going to need some sort of an adapter if you're going to use this frame. But I can kind of tell what's going on here with the first batch. And here, I call this the first batch. This is the one from Amazon that was not being resold in Amazon. You can see the main difference is the standoffs. Let's see if I can get that into focus here. The second batch here on the left from Banggood has a thicker blue standoff. You have a thinner silver standoff on the right. And I think they switched vendors for the standoffs, because you can see in the one back here there's no screw for the standoff. And that's because they didn't thread this particular standoff, so I couldn't get a screw into this one. So this is actually a defect. I'm going to have to find some other standoff for this one back here, or use a different set of standoffs. Now what's interesting is the one that came from Banggood actually included a spare standoff, so you get 5 here. I kind of wish that they would have included a spare one, because I need one for this one here. Obviously could use the blue one here, but then of course my colors are not matching anymore. But yeah, that's kind of interesting what's going on here. That I think what's these first batches here, a lot of times, often on Banggood, a first batch run of a new product frame, whatever, sometimes might have some issues or defects, and they'll usually sell out that first batch, and then the vendor will fix any issues they have, and then the second batch that comes on Banggood will have improvements. So I think this is really funny that the one on Amazon actually is the first batch which has some issues, and the one in Banggood, which came out later, the second batch is actually better. But other than the standoffs, everything here is exactly the same. Anyway, I thought this was an interesting question that a lot of people were asking about. You know, where do these things on Amazon come from? They look like they come from Banggood, and I'm pretty sure that they do. So that's my conclusion to this video. I'll have a separate build video on these frames at some point in the future. As you probably know, if you're a follower of my channel, that I am doing some top-mounted battery and some long range and efficiency testing on 3-inch props. So this will go into that batch of testing, and I'll have something in that with probably one of those new DYS 1404 motors on this one. So stay tuned for those videos, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.